Hi guys, Robbo46 here and welcome to the race results and analysis from Sunday's MotoGP race at Motorland Aragon. It was Marquez who put in a stunning lap time in qualifying to put him on pole position, smashing the lap record with Jorge Lorenzo in second, and Andrea Iannone started in third, whilst Rossi was back on the second row in sixth. Off the line, Marquez didn't get a great start, and it was actually Jorge Lorenzo who went into the first corner in the lead, and Andrea Iannone was in second with Marquez in third. Rossi a bit further back was still in sixth, just behind Dovizioso and Pol Espargaro, and Dani Pedrosa soon came past as well and moved up to fourth. At the end of the first lap, Rossi had overtaken Pol Espargaro and Marquez had overtaken Iannone to get into second. But by then, there was already a 1.5 second lead up to Lorenzo, which meant that Marquez had to push to try and catch Lorenzo, and push he did. He was going quicker than Lorenzo, who was reeling him in, and he was going quite considerably fast and was gaining and gaining and gaining, but on the second lap Marquez made a mistake, lost the front big time. Done well to hold it for as long as he did, but unfortunately for him, in the end he went down and shouted at his bike. I think he's getting fed up with the front end feel of it, and that was his race done and dusted on lap 2. Meanwhile, a bit further back, Dani Pedrosa just overtaken Iannone as well into second, and Rossi had got past Dovizioso and was now in fourth. And there's a bit of a gap between Rossi and Iannone, but Rossi soon closed in and then overtook Iannone, and now was in a battle with Dani Pedrosa, which was going to go on for the whole race as Lorenzo pulled away. By the time Rossi got into third place, Lorenzo had over a 2-second lead. And at the time it looked like Pedrosa was holding Rossi up, especially through the corners. Rossi had a lot more corner speed, but firing it out of the corners, the Honda seemed to have the extra grunt, especially on the really long straight. Pedrosa managed to eke out a little bit over Rossi, meaning that Rossi couldn't even get in his slipstream, or if he did, it didn't really make much difference. So yeah, they started pulling away from Iannone. After 4 laps, Alex De Angelis had a crash. He was taken out, but that was his race over on the ART Aprilia. In the Aragon test that they just had after the race, De Angelis was testing the Aprilia RS, so I think he's going to be on that for the rest of the season. Obviously the ART is really dated now, so it'd be interesting to see how well he does on that. A bit further down in the grid, Bradley Smith was getting it all sideways into the first corner, and then eventually he made a mistake into the first corner, almost running into the back of Dovizioso, who had dropped back a bit, and lost a few positions. His teammate as well, Pol Espargaro, made a mistake and ran on and lost loads of positions, and it looked like the teammates were going to be battling again. Cal Crutchlow didn't have the best of starts, but was making his way through the field. He was up to about 8th place. And Scott Redding was not having the best of weekends. As always, pretty quick in free practice, but when it came to trying to get through Q3, free practice 3, sorry, ready for qualifying, just loses out because of the open bike soft tyres, and had to start way down on the grid. But back at the front, Lorenzo couldn't put a wheel wrong and was continuing to extend his lead. With 5 laps to go, Rossi was getting really frustrated. tried to overtake Pedrosa into the fast left-hander, managed to get past, but out of frustration he ran wide, which meant that Pedrosa managed to shove it back up the inside and retake second place. And then at the beginning of 4 laps to go, Rossi tried to overtake Pedrosa again into the first corner, but again ran wide, allowing Pedrosa back through. And that was it until the final lap, where Rossi was trying everything to get past Pedrosa. He got past him on multiple times, but every single time Pedrosa had a comeback, even forced Rossi over the curb and off track. It wasn't dirty racing. It was really good to watch. Really close racing, and yeah, unfortunately Rossi just had the dirty end of the stick. Almost crashed at one point. His feet came off the foot pegs as he went off track, as you'd expect, it being really dirty, but luckily managed to stay on. Then after that there was quite a big gap up to Pedrosa, and Rossi was quite far back, but somehow, literally from out of nowhere, going into the chicane just before the back straight, Rossi put on a massive lunge, helped by the fact that Pedrosa was taking a wide entry into the corner, ready to get the squirt out onto the straight. Rossi managed to shove it up the inside of Pedrosa, but unfortunately compromised his exit, and with Pedrosa being so light and managing to pick the bike up and early on the fat part of the tyre and getting it squirted out the corners, he had much better drive than Rossi and managed to retake second place. Maybe if Rossi had tried that a bit earlier, he may have been able to get in front of Pedrosa and pull away, because overall I think Rossi was quicker over the laps, but it's just the places where he could overtake wasn't easy to overtake. Going into the last corner, on previous laps Rossi's corner speed has been so much better than Pedrosa's, just because of the way of their riding styles. But on the last lap, Rossi went wide, tried to cut it back and get a better exit, but unfortunately couldn't. So Jorge Lorenzo went over the line and finished in first. Danilo Petrucci, he was going well until the commentators had to talk about how well he was going, and then Petrucci crashed, and Cal Abraham had to pull into the pits with 12 laps to go due to his injury. Not going well for the Czech rider. So yeah, as I said, Jorge Lorenzo took the win. Danny Pedrosa in second and Valentino Rossi in third. Fourth place was Andrea Iannone. Good fourth place considering he's dislocated his shoulder again. In fifth place was his teammate Andrea Dovizioso. Really good result for him considering he qualified really badly. Didn't make it through Q1 into Q2. Alicia Spargo on the Suzuki was sixth. A really good result for Suzuki. Crutchlow ended up top Brit in seventh, followed by Bradley Smith in 8th, who beat his teammate yet again, who came home in 9th, Paulo Spargaro. Yoni Hernandez was in 10th, Maverick Vinales 11th, Scott Redding disappointed in 12th, Alvaro Bautista in the points on the Aprilia in 13th. Eugene Laverty was the top open rider. He was in 14th, followed by his teammate Nicky Hayden in 15th. Hector Barbara was 16th, Loris Baz 17th, who will be joining Avintia Ducati next year. Stefan Bradl was 18th, Jack Miller, disappointing race for him, was 19th. Mike DeMaglio was 20th, and Tony Elias, who is racing for Forward Racing for the rest of the season, came home in 21st. Also, with Lorenzo coming first and Rossi coming third, it does mean that now the Movistar Yamaha team are this year's Team World Champions. 4 races to go It's definitely going to be a close one to call. Japan is the next race. We've seen Rossi and Lorenzo have great battles there in the past. And then we go on to Phillip Island, one of Rossi's favourite tracks. Malaysia at Sepang. A track known for its crazy weather. Sunny 1 minute and then can be pissing down with rain the next minute. And then the season finale at Valencia. The Spaniards' home track, and a track Rossi doesn't like, so it's going to be a really great end to the season, and I can't wait to see what happens, and I hope you guys are enjoying it as well. It's definitely been one of the best seasons we've had in such a long time, and yeah, can't wait to see who's going to be crowned world champion. Anyway guys, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave this video a like, subscribe to my channel for more content, and I shall see you guys in the next video. See you!